Okay. Good evening to one and all. Welcome you all to the daily Indian Express newspaper analysis for the date 14th September 2023, brought to you by Ganesh IAS Academy. Okay, let's discuss today's newspaper analysis. So these are all the important articles which we will be covering today in the upcoming slides. Have a look at it. Okay. Exports demand low. Farmers call for lifting up curbs on basmati. Farmers says what they are saying is that export price cap that right now those basmati rice priced 2000 rupees or below only are allowed to get exported according to the APEDA regulations. And what the farmers are saying is that this price cap is impacting the export demand for the basmati rice across the world, so that they could not be able to earn the capture the market of the international arena in relation to the basmati rice export. And basmati is non-MSP crop right now. So this is what the farmers have been saying about the price cap on the export of the basmati rice. How the news has been related to examination is, under prelims it is related to economics and social development. Similarly under mains it is related to GS paper 3, major cropping pattern in various types of the countries, different types of irrigation system, storage, transport, marketing of agricultural produce and issues and related constraints, as well as e-technology in the aid of farmers. Okay, let's discuss about what is the basmati rice about. It is the long grain aromatic rice, and it is grown mostly on the Himalayan foothills of Indian subcontinent, mostly in the state of Punjab, Haryana, western side of UP, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, as well as Delhi. So in these areas only the basmati rice have been grown because of the geographical as well as environmental factors which is necessary for the growth of the basmati rice is available in these regions only. And there are nearly 34 varieties of basmati rice have been notified under Seeds Act 1961. And right now India is one of the leading exporter of the basmati rice in the world arena. And the top countries where the India is exporting its basmati is Saudi, Iran, Iraq, United Arab Emirates, as well as Yemen. To this country, these are all the top export destination of our Indian basmati rice. So this is what the news in relation to the basmati rice is about. Okay, let's have a discussion about agriculture as well as processed food products export and development authority. So through this body only is responsible for the regulation of the basmati rice export. Right now they have, as I said, they have made a price cap of rupees 1200 rupees. The basmati rice which is priced 1200 rupees or below it only will be allowed to export, and those basmati rice which are priced above it will not be allowed to export. And it is APEDA Act has been established in 1985, and its major function is to inspect the slaughtering houses as well as promote the industries related to the export notified products, set the packaging standards, and other manufacturing standards. So these are all the important functions of APEDA, and it is the secretariat of National Accreditation Board. Because through National Accreditation Board, APEDA will be providing certificate for the private body of certification. That is, those persons or those industries or organizations who wanted to act as a private accreditation body needed to get approved from the National Accreditation Board through the which will be helped by APEDA. APEDA will be providing the certification for the private certification agency through the National Accreditation Board for the organic products. The certification agency should be certifying those products from the organic, which is developed from the organic kind of agriculture. So that kind of products certification or accreditation will be done by the private accreditation agencies, and those private accreditation agencies will be certified by National Accreditation Board through APEDA, so that the products which are exported in the name of organic to the outer world needed to satisfy the rules as well as the standards being set by APEDA. And the chairperson of the APEDA has been nominated by central government, and it has Delhi as its head office with 16 regional offices located across the country. What is the impact of the export ban is, it has lowered the price of the product, and similarly it has increased the price of product in the world market because of the shortage of major chunk of the product being exported by India. And then because of the lower price of the products in domestic arena, because of the lower demand from exporters, so the farmers doesn't have enough buyers from exporters, so as a result of which the demand for the product which has been banned for export has been reduced, as a result of which its product's price also got reduced, which in turn will have a huge toll on rural household income, as in, so that it will be reducing the consumption expenditure of the rural household. So these are all the cyclical effects, where one effect will be leading to another effect, and so on. And what is the alternate way the government could consider instead of outrightly banning the export of the particular product is, so that the enough products that will be available in the domestic arena as well as with the reduced price. What are all the alternative ways India government could follow is, instead of banning the export of the product, government can go for increased efficiency in the agriculture system. So the policy making as well as implementation should be made in a way so that the agriculture system will have the highest efficiency, so that more number of output could be produced with the lesser number of input, which in turn will have enough supply in the market, which could reduce the price of the particular product, so that it will not be leading to inflation like situation, or it will not be leading to scarcity of the resource, which demands a situation for export ban. Then secondly, there need to be diversification in the cropping pattern across the country, so that there won't be any kind of shortage of supply in particular product will be taking place. Then third is, the infrastructure of the agriculture system should be enhanced, so that the wastage of products, more importantly the perishable products, will be avoided. So these are all the other alternative ways which the government could follow, so to increase the production as well as maintain the price of the vegetable agriculture products, so that there will not be an extreme step of banning the export of the agricultural products. So what we needed to be studied further is, we should know about what is minimum support price. Second is, we should also know about the working of Food Corporation of India. Thirdly, we should also know about the PDS system of India. So this is what the analysis in relation to export ban of basmati rice is about. Cabinet approves 7k crore for phase 3 of E-Court project. From the name itself, we could able to come to a conclusion that the cabinet has approved the budget for the expansion of phase 3 of the E-Court project. The phase 3 of the scheme will have an emphasis on automating the registry role in listing of cases. So that enough transparency in terms of the listing of the cases will be established, and also the phase 3 of the project will also be focusing on scheduling and then prioritizing cases for hearing and then adaptation of artificial intelligence. So these are all the things which will be covered under phase 3 of the expansion of the E-Court project. And through this implementation, government aims to maximize the ease of access to the justice and also increase the transparency as well as accountability in the judiciary system. And the E-Court project is the part of National E-Governance Plan, which is where the funding will be provided by government, more particularly Ministry of Justice, but the policy strategy for implementation will be done by Supreme Court. And then in the previous phase 2 of the E-Court, what is the major milestone that has been achieved is National Judicial Grid. It encompasses the details in relation to the cases from the district court till the Supreme Court. So this is what the details of the news is about. How the news is being related to prelims is, under prelims it is related to Indian polity as well as governance, and then under mains it is related to paper 2, GS paper 2, government policies and interventions for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementation. So let's discuss about the E-Court project. The E-Court project has been implemented under National Policy and Action Plan for Implementation of ICT in the Indian Judiciary 2005, which was formed by the then Chief Justice of India, and he was helped by the E Committee. appointed by Ministry of Justice to assist the CGI to formulate the national policy for implementation of ICT in the judiciary. So that what the intention of the policy is they wanted to transform the entire judiciary into into a digitalized mode, so that the digital technologies will be adopted into the system, which in turn will enable the ease of access to justice, then ease of access to justice, efficient as well as time bound service delivery, and then decision support system, so that it is a database where it will be supporting the judiciary in the term in making decisions, which will be done only with the help of digital infrastructure, and then automating the process which could be automated. Similarly, these are all the things will in turn have a huge positive impact on judicial productivity, so that it will be leading to overall transparency as well as accountability of entire judiciary. Since the e-code project has been implemented under National E-Governance Plan, let's have a look into it. First is, the National E-Governance Plan aims to build the digital infrastructure as well as digitization of the entire record that is prevailing across the government across India, so that ease of access to the service delivery, and then transparency in the government machineries will be enhanced. And then with the introduction of E-Kranti, which is the National E-Governance Plan 2.0 in 2015, it is the revamp of the National E-Governance Plan 1.0 because of the emergence of technologies like cloud as well as increased adaptation of mobile platforms, made the National E-Governance Plan to get revamped, so that these kind of technology will be inculcated into the implementation of the program. As a result of which, E-Kranti has been implemented under Digital India program, and this E-Kranti is the increasing the electronic public delivery system to the citizen, so that it will be because of the implementation of E-Kranti, it will enable the transformation of the entire administrative machinery into a machinery which is focused on citizen-centric. Similarly, it will be integrating the services across the government, so that more number of services will be clubbed under single platform, and then it will ensure that the infrastructure which is necessary for providing digital services to the people will to be installed, and then it will use the cloud as the one of the major technical part for its implementation, so that more number of data could be saved in the form of cloud, and then adaptation of mobile technology, fast tracking of approvals, and then language localization, that through the introduction of digital technology, the service delivery needed to be in the local language, so that every people could have access to the public service delivery. It will be avoiding the digital divide. So through this program, they wanted to achieve this also, language localization, and then improve producing national GIS, and then security as well as electronic data preservation. These are all the principles under which the E-Kranti has been implemented. Why? Because of the emergence of technologies like cloud as well as mobile platforms. So what we needed to, before that we needed to know about what are all the challenges right now being facing the implementation of National E-Governance Plan is, firstly, The first and foremost challenge is the digital illiteracy. Second is geographical challenges. Then connectivity issues. Then privacy as well as cyber threat issues. So these are all the challenges right now being facing the successful implementation of National E-Governance Plan. But what kind of positive impact does it create is, it will be easing the service delivery to people. Secondly, it will increase the transparency in the governance machinery. It will make information available to the citizen, so that citizen will get empowered. Time bound service delivery. So these are all the positive thing that will be happening once the National E-Governance Plan has been implemented fully. So what we needed to study further is, we should know about what is Digital India program. Second is, we should know about cyber security. What are the implications does India have from the cyber security? And what is Internet of Things? What is artificial intelligence? What is virtual reality? What is augmented reality, as well as what is mixed reality? And then what is blockchain technology and what is cryptocurrencies? So these are all the new emerging trend. And then you should also know about what is machine learning. These are all the things which we needed to be aware of. India supply chain opportunity. Because of the emergence of concepts like China plus one, that is reducing the dependency in the China on the global supply chain, is the China plus one strategy. And then introduction of India, Middle East, European Economic Corridor in the G20 has increased the India's chance to capture the country's alternative place, country's search for alternative place for the global supply chain, and India has a better chance to attract those countries which are searching for alternate manufacturing hub from China, because of our country's potential, as a result of which India is having a potential to transform itself into the major South Asian manufacturing hub. And the supply chain is what is the supply chain is about? The global supply chain is the global location of stages of productions like designing, fabrication, manufacturing, etc. But why the countries are wanted to move out of the China is, right now the China is producing some kind of troubles, like cost of the labors in the China has increased. Secondly, the tight regulation of China on the foreign entities, and then there has been internal supply chain bottleneck has been increased in China. Similarly, the trade war between US as well as China is also acting as major hindrance for the trade related activities, so that the countries which have the foreign entities which are having their manufacturing base in the China are seeing for alternative place where they could relocate those industries into other countries. But India has a chance. Right now, the Vietnam as well as Thailand has correctly used that opportunities to attract those foreign entities which are searching for alternative destination for their manufacturing activities. But India has a chance. If India could able to potentially utilize the foreign technological transfer and create the value addition jobs in India, and by ensuring that the labor market as well as easiness in the adequate labor market as well as ease of regulations, strengthening of our supply chain infrastructure will enable a country to attract those entities which are looking for alternative option from China. Once India has achieved the pulling of the foreign entities into it, it has the potential to act as to emerge as the South Asian manufacturing hub, and it will act as, which in turn will have a spillover effect in the other countries. Why? Because of India's outward foreign direct investment in the other countries, most importantly the South Asian countries, and also India's developing startup culture will also have a spillover effect on the other surrounding South Asian countries. So this is what the news is about, and what India could do is to make itself as one of the important dominant player in the South Asian, to emerge itself as the South Asian manufacturing hub. India needed to upskill their Make in India program to Make in South Asian program, so that it will enhance the vision as well as the policy making of India. And then India needed to have comprehensive bilateral trade agreement with the South Asian countries, so that it will be deepening our economic relationship between the countries, and then increasing the investment in the tertiary education sectors. And also other thing which India needed to do is that India needed to strengthen their MSMEs. So that they could also have a pie in the global supply chain. Similarly, India need to constantly interact with the think tank. To constantly get updated with the policy inputs and as well as the changing trends that is happening in the domestic as well as global arena. And then, so these are all the things which the government of India these are the things which the government of India needed to do to attract those investment that is right now pulling out from the China to India. So how the news has been related to examination is, under prelims the news has been related to current events of national as well as international importance, and then under mains it is related to effects of policies and politics of developing countries on India's interest and Indian diaspora. So this is what the news, how the news is about. So what we needed to study further is, we should know about India's neighborhood first policy. Secondly, we should also know about India's Sagar initiative. Then we should also know about Indo-Pacific region. and what is the geopolitical thing that is happening in the Indo-Pacific region. These are all the things which we needed to be know. Lancet Commission flags concern over increase in TB death. Lancet Commission has released a report on TB, where what they have said is that right now the global death on the TB is getting increased. Importantly, after COVID, it has reduced the gains that the global countries have made in the TB reduction because of the rattling of health infrastructure because of the COVID diseases. And right now, the India as well as Indonesia and Nigeria has a share of nearly 50% of the TB death that is occurring across the globe. During that period of, see how the COVID has impacted the health system, we could able to see the we could able to have a data from it also. During the 2010, nearly 5.04 lakh people have died on TB related incidents in India, and then during 2022 it is nearly around some 4 lakh death in relation to TB. But in the case of 2017, it is only 4.6 lakh people have died because of TB. So see, in 2017 it is way less than the 2022 data. Why? Because of the rattling of the health infrastructure by the COVID related disease, COVID related impact has increased the TB related death in India. And what is the challenges right now the country is facing is insufficiency in the case finding. Similarly, insufficiency in the diagnosis are the major challenges right now being faced by the country in relation to the treatment of TB. And then what the Lancet Commission has recommended is there need to be molecular diagnostic as well as chest X-ray technology, and then 1/4/6 treatment regimens should be implemented to increase the efficacy of TB related treatment. 1/4/6 is it is 1 week of preventive care, 4 week of treatment for 1 minute. There is some technical glitch. Okay. 4 months for drug sensitive TB as well as 6 month treatment for drug resistant TB. This is what the 1/4/6 treatment regimen is about, and it is having a potential to increase the efficacy of the TB related treatment. How the news is being related to examination is, under prelims it is related to general science. Similarly, under mains it is related to awareness in the field of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, issues relating to IPR, which comes under GS paper 3, science and technology. So let's have a discussion about TB. TB is the bacterial diseases caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and it is the airborne infection, and the treatment that is being provided for the TB is by providing the anti-TB drug and 6 month treatment with 4 antimicrobial drugs. And similarly, right now, because of the increased or unscientific nature of the intake of the TB related drugs, this led to multi-drug resistant TB as well as extended multi-drug resistant TB. And what is the multi-drug resistant TB is? It is a condition where a patient or the health of the particular patient will not have any impact because even after the consumption of first line drug called isoniazid as well as rifampicin. And what is the extended drug resistant TB is, the patient who has been affected by the TB does not see any positive outcome after the consumption of the second line of drugs. So if the condition has been prevailing means, then it is called as extended drug resistant TB. So what is the effort being taken by Government of India is, it is implementing the National Tuber Elimination Program to end the TB by 2025. And then under Universal Immunization Program, it is also making effort to immunize those children and persons by through the immunization program, and revised TB control program under National Health Mission. Similarly, Nikshay portal as well as TB sample transport network. So these are all the efforts being taken by India. So what we needed to study further is, we should know about what is bacteria, what is virus, what is protozoan, and what are all the diseases caused by each one of them. Second is, we should also know about World Health Organization, its structure, function, as well as the policy program which it is implementing. Third is, we should also know about the National Health Mission of India. So this is what the analysis in relation to Lancet Commission report on TB. Okay, let's have a look into one prelims practice question. So this is what the today's question is about. Those students, those who are watching the newspaper session, please do comment the answer point for the question which we are seeing right now on the board. Okay. With this, we have reached the today's end of the session. Thank you.